Starmer claims to be protecting the military while stabbing them in the back. British military veterans say they've been knifed in the back by Sir Keir Starmer and his government, and accusing Labour of stripping away legal protections and betraying those who served. The anger centres on Labour's decision to remove protections for Northern Ireland veterans, measures originally introduced under the Conservatives to prevent repeated historical prosecutions linked to the Troubles. Veterans say the change could expose former soldiers to repeated legal action decades after service, costly legal battles, what they describe as vexatious prosecutions. There is now what insiders describe as simmering anger across the veteran community. Now, tensions have intensified after government plans to raise the armed forces recall age from 55 to 65. This means older veterans could be called back to serve if conflicts escalate, including potential confrontation with Russia. Now, many former soldiers say the combination of legal risk and recall powers has shattered trust. Former Army Colonel Patrick Mercer, who completed 9 tours in Northern Ireland, said veterans feel mistreated by successive governments. He warned that troops may now hesitate during operations. Confidence within the military is being undermined, and soldiers could constantly fear future legal action. A serving lieutenant colonel has reportedly even sought legal backing in case of deployment. Former Iraq veteran Tim Bolson said the mood among ex-service personnel is one of deep resentment. He said there's a lack of trust in the Labour Party. Veterans feel the government has antipathy towards them, and many fear being recalled later in life. Former Royal Marine Ben McBean, who lost an arm and a leg in Afghanistan, described a wider sense of abandonment. He said veterans receive little support after leaving the military. Many struggle with mental health and employment and housing. He said public respect for the armed forces has declined. Now, former Conservative veteran Minister Johnny Mercer accused Labour of undoing years of work protecting veterans. Reform UK has also pledged to end repeated prosecutions, pardon convicted soldiers using royal powers, and repeal the legislation entirely. The government, however, can't let that lie. The Ministry of Defence insists its commitment to veterans is unshakable. However, it's clearly not. But they do say that the previous Legacy Act failed legally. It did not. They say the new legislation includes 6 protections for veterans. It does not. And record funding is being invested in veteran health, housing and employment support. Record funding is not a lot of funding. It was previously very little. So record just means a little bit more than very little. Still not enough. The government says the bill aims to balance justice, reconciliation and fairness for all affected by the Troubles. So why are the soldiers being prosecuted and not the politicians who sent them? For many veterans, however, it's all far too late. The issue is not about trust. It's about a lack of trust. It's not about justice. It's about a lack of justice. And it's not about being protected. It's about being screwed over by those who sent them to battle. This country they once fought for is now abandoning them. They feel lost. Thank you very much. Bye.